Alright, is doing a recap right now. This is episode 2 of the Halo series. Sorry, trying to get the headset and recording to work. So, as I was saying, this is episode 2 of the Halo TV series on Paramount Plus. Uh, let's see, what else? Last one kind of sucked. Hopefully, this one's going to be better. But I think the last one was made in 2015. I was wrong about that. It was supposed to come out, but they never finished it. From what I understand, they actually have already fired the writers. That's not a good sign. Yeah, murdering on the teenage girl. Yeah, that made no sense. So, as I said, it's a recap right now. So hopefully it'll work fine this time. Showing his dumb, ugly face. Lock it down. Okay, so I can't skip. I mean, I'll probably do it manually, but I might miss the beginning. He seems to be getting close to it. And this, okay, yeah, this is the end of the last episode. So, new episode starting now. Okay, Planet Reach, Spartans, the Spartan, Master Chief, I assume. Wait, he left, oh, 22 years ago. Oh, well, I guess that's him. 22 years ago? He looked like he was in his 30s, or late, early 40s last time. Yep, that's him. You didn't have to show the chest stripes, you know. What is with these beds? Somebody's missing. Number 66. Looks like a prison. Looks worse than a prison. So they, okay. I'm assuming he's process of training, but he still has access to guns after hours. Terrible security. You can just get in and out easily by yourself. I mean, oh, somebody's outside. Who's that? Was that another Spartan? Soren. Must be number 66. Cool armor look. Uh, yeah, it's him. It's no Vince again. Why does he have the same armor? He has the same armor as Chief, which hasn't changed in the last 22 years, apparently. Duh. Sounds like it. That's what military is. What's up with his arm? How do the dream for the bush to bush? Well, they did add something to his nose. That is crap. There's some prosthetic on his nose will match the the adult actor. So he's clearly 18, 23 or something. I want to say 22, 23. So the other one's 22 years in the future. 30, 42, 43. Yeah, kind of matches. 5 minutes. Where's he gonna go in 5 minutes? It's gonna take 5 minutes just to get to a plane. That was stupid. Okay, so we all looking. Wormhole, slip space. What? What is this? Why does it look? Yeah, wormhole, slip space. Put your helmet on. Metal vagina. That's what it is. I don't know. Yeah. How does she suddenly have less blood on her face? I remember last time I kept going back and forth. Looks like she has a bandage on her eye. So I'm assuming she washed her face. Why would she not be surprised by that question? So she's not surprised is that they wanted to kill her right after they saved her. They wanted him to do it. But she's not surprised by that. Why does that look like a pelican? Intro again. See, now here's the thing. If you had scars like this, you would not have any dirt around those scars. Keep that in mind, because when you have scars like this, especially deep ones, the nerves are shot. The pores are destroyed. We call it sweat glands. I know because my mom has gone through a terrible accident where half of her face was literally ripped off from the accident. They were able to put it back on, but she looks fine now. But she has scars. She has headaches all the time from it, but she definitely has scars, and it never gets dirty on that side of her face, which is kind of a good thing for her. But like I said, scars. At first glance, you don't see them. These are clearly way worse than what she has. Hers to the bone and everything, but Planet Reach. What the crap? So you had this giant balcony, but no barriers. What's to stop him from pushing her off? Well, him pushing her off. What's the point of that? If it was on ground level, nobody would care. But this looks to be, I don't know, 50 stories up, and it's almost no wind. That high up, you have a lot more wind. Is this hood? It is. See, I like Hood. He was a cool character. Like one of the top brass. But he was one of the cool ones. Kai, Graddock. Why are they only showing 3 Spartans? Why has she got emotions? She didn't have any emotions. They don't. The others don't seem to have any emotions, but she has emotions too. So let me get this straight. Master Chief, uh, his helmet had to be unlocked. His soul parts come off in order for him to take it off. Going through asteroids right now. All Star Wars like. But we just saw 2 Spartans put on their helmets and nothing locked into place. Okay, that part was dumb. Why do you? Wait a minute. They have gravity on the ship, but they were just tossing and turning all over the place. And she was not in the seatbelt. She would have been flown all over the place, knocked against the bulkhead and everything. What is this? That looks. How? What? What's the point of doing that? You have all these other asteroids going all over the place. Wouldn't they get tangled up in those threads? Is this rubble? In the game, the novels, there's an asteroid with other asteroids connected to it. Yeah, yeah, just like that. Except for they're a lot closer together, and they have supports to stop them from falling into each other and so forth. That would just float all over the place. Asteroids hit each other. Giant gear. This Half-Life now? I just saw the wall move when he pushed on that. What was like an insurrectionist place? They hated Spartans. Yep, they hate them. That's good. Y'all have assault rifles again. 500 years in the future, and the modern technology still exists. Ugh. It should all be futuristic stuff from the actual game. Oops. Hit a controller. Forklift. Yeah, that's going to stop him. At least he's wearing his helmet now. What are you laughing at? He- yeah, he's just going to move it. Y'all know what a Spartan is, but y'all don't realize how strong they are. You know, if he wouldn't kill you, he would have done it already. Oh, you, of course. Which I just said. Call him John. Don't take your. Oh yeah, you don't have to unlock it this time. The vent, it didn't unlock. He just pulls it up, off. So much inconsistency. Literally last episode, we see him unlock it. Parts of it popped out. It unvented just so he could pop it off. Here he just yanks it off. All these people want John dead, and he's walking around without a helmet. Why do you still have blood on your face? So once did that crap. Like somebody took charge after her father died, and they want her dead. How could they? How do they know she's not already dead? Coda invaded, killed everybody, destroyed bodies. Okay, so this is a giant rebel base in space. Not trying to rhyme, but why? Same hairdo as she has. Just happens to be dyed red or orange. Hmm. Seems so dumb. That's gonna take forever. Never mind. Those seatbelts, huh? Nothing to hold on to. Yeah, baby, hold on to something. Yeah, no gravity. Wait, there's gravity? Why would you have that stupid setup for? What if it missed? What if it hit a bump on the way through? It would just go flying through, hit all this other crap. And now it's going slow all of a sudden. So now they're in space. None of this is, tightly held together. Just a bunch of ropes or cables. That is really, really, really stupid. As I said earlier, wouldn't a whole bunch of other asteroids come through and knock them out of place, get tangled up in the wires? We can see that there's some that's just floating around. Why did it just suddenly slow? It seems already small for a base or a section of the base. What? Okay, he's got a kid. Raised his mom's black. Unlike what's his name? Oh, Keys. She's black. Oh, come on. She from the 1950s. So this is his house, his apartment, asteroid, whatever. Commercials. So, um, I'm trying to understand this. Okay, let me recap. I got 75 seconds. Um, I guess that's bubble, and none of the asteroids are secured enough where they won't bounce into each other, and none of them are secure enough where they won't get hit by other asteroids. The apartments, well, that's what I'm gonna call them, apartments, held on by thin wires really far away from the main asteroid. How does it have oxygen going to it? And of course, his wife is white. Everybody's got to have a mixed family in this. I don't know if you noticed this in the last year or so, but they've been pushing the whole mixed family thing. I don't care that people have mixed families. I'm fine with that, but don't shove it down our throats. First, it was gay marriage. They were trying to shove down our throats without telling them no. And then now it's this. whatever. Well, how many more? Whoa. That doesn't look like high charity. It looks like what the crap is that? Nothing is purple. It's like a jellyfish. Why is everything white? Covenant's supposed to be purple. His armor is more purple than that place. Why does everything look so organic? Covenant didn't have it. They had a lot of curves, but not like this. They had to build that stuff, or they found it and adapted it. What in the world? Your place is here. Let's see. Blah blah blah. Oh, that was definitely foreshadowing. They're going to send her off by herself because that's the only way she's going to infiltrate humans. And you know what's going to happen? She's going to sympathize with. You know, she was raised by a Covenant. She's raised to hate humans. She's going to sympathize with humans or fall in love with somebody. Oh, don't have her fall in love with Chief. They're going to have her fall in love with Chief, aren't they? There's nobody else. It's going to either be Chief or Soren. Who else is going to be? And Soren seems to be the side character. Or you're going to have her fall in love with what's her name? Quan. You're going to have her fall. You're going to have a gay relationship in this now? Because she's definitely going to turn her backs on the Covenant. That's how crappy this writing is so far. So very predictable. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm fine with it. I'm actually hoping I'm wrong, but I don't expect to be. That's not keys. Yeah. He's a he's a soldier. Oh, she's not happy about that. Your clone? Oh, they're gonna make that stupid clone Cortana. So she's not gonna be an AI anymore. Well, that's an AI. So what's with the clone? Next stage in human evolution. So obviously got something to do with this clone. Okay, so in the game and novels, which the novels did a better job of explaining this, Halsey she cloned digitally cloned her brain and used it as a map to create Cortana. But here, she has a full blown clone of herself. So she just cloned her entire body. What do you need a clone for, though? An actual clone. What? Hormonal pellets. How does that work? Is that the thing in the back of the heads? all the in comic in the novels and the games, all of the Spartans have this port in the back of their head that goes to the brain that allows them to access AIs, computers, things like that, and maps. It helps hook them up to the helmet also. So I'm assuming that's where the pellets, these emotional pellets are, because that's the only place you would put it. It's right next to the brain too. So what's her name again? Oh, she was forced to say that. Tried to save face. It's a big old room with no table in the middle. Oh, you see that look? You can try me, girl. Commercial again. So what did we just learn? There's pellets in the back in the heads of the Spartans to suppress their emotions. There- There's a full-blown clone that's going to be used for Cortana. That I don't understand. Because as I said, uh, in the novels, in the game, novels point this out a little bit better, a lot better actually. Halsey used a computer to, scans and everything to map her brain and to use it as a source, as a map, as a road map to create the circuitry for, or the additional circuitry for Cortana's intelligence. And it's, but that's also partly why she kind of looks like Halsey, because her memories is also used. So why is there a physical clone of Halsey in this? You want to just take the brain out and just dispose of the rest? Imagine if she wakes up, how that's gonna feel. Shows back on. Oh, yep, they're dead. It's the what do you call it? Desert planet again. Oh yeah, I called it. He's a bad guy. He always plays a bad guy. Hydrogen. Yeah, that's what they use for fuel in the Halo universe. Wait, so she has controls of drones on other planets? 1950s, lady. Wait, so he's working for the UNSC. So he's a so the UNSC are the bad guys to her at least. At least her face is clean now. So so he's in control of the rebels. He's working with the UNSC, but he's still killing people, Hitler style. Where's his uniform? His suit. How did he take his suit off? We saw that. We already know in the comics, in the games, in the novels. They had to use large machines to put on the suits, just like you see in the Iron Man movies. That big old circle. They had that. They literally had that here in this show. So where is his suit? Because there's a whole bunch of screws and stuff you had to remove to take it off and to put it on. None of that makes sense. Uh, wow. They're drug addicts too. Of course, he's a drug addict. He looks like is that what's his name? Is that Chappelle? This I'm gonna have to look that up. Hold up. What's my phone? Where? Oh, there it is. Let's see here. See. Try to keep my headset from turning off. That's what I'm talking. Let's see. There's the pellet. See, so I don't understand that part. I don't understand. He already so the pellet suppress his emotions and it's put in them when they're young. A stamp, his sign is his brand. He just branded the chief. The smiley face. Why is it a smiley face? Kid's got a more emotion than this guy does. Sheesh. I know he's got a pellet, but at least shows some emotion. He did earlier. Uh, Halo cast. Bookham Woodbine. So that's not Chappelle. Pablo. He looks so much like him though. I gotta look him up. Chappelle. Like, he literally looks like Dave Chappelle, man. Wanna be Dave Chappelle, I guess. I just missed all that. I don't know what just happened. You are not Miranda. Why they got giant letters and numbers on the doors? Whoa, wait a minute. All this time they haven't figured out how to Sahili language. But how do they even know they call it Sahili? Those are the elites, by the way. The elites are the tall ones that did all the murdering. There's also grunts. I cannot remember the actual names. Jackals, hunters, brutes, prophets, which are the ones that are floating, boss guys in charge. There's drones, the buggers, which we only see them in one or two games. I don't know why they didn't bring them back for Halo Infinite. They should have brought the buggers back. What? It works for him, but not him. It works for this fake Master Chief. That's what I'm gonna call him, because Master Chief would never remove his helmet. But it doesn't work for him or anybody else. The Forerunners were literally our ancestors as humans. They were humans. So all of the technology was accessible by humans. That's why the Covenant hate the humans. But for some reason, Soren can't activate it. Commercial again, by the way. Uh, way too many commercials in this free version. Um, I'm trying to process. I missed some parts because I was talking. Um, Discount Dave Chappelle is in charge of this asteroid. Uh, he apparently has a machine that allows him Chief take off his uniform. Why would Chief even take his uniform off in the first place? He doesn't know anything about this place except for the fact that his old friend, former Spartan Cogley, or cadet, is in charge of it. Who apparently still has his uniform, or at least most of it, because he was wearing it earlier. He is married to a white lady, of course, who's from the 1950s, apparently. They have a kid. He is a better actor than the Master Chief guy. Um, the show's back on, so back on level, looks like. Oh, he's back in his armor. Gay guy, of course, with giant muscles for some reason. No reason. People are pointing guns at him. He's still not putting his helmet on. They had churros in 2552. They even try to hide that. It's supposed to hide the code. How is he? He doesn't have emotions, remember? It's where they keep the covenant, the captured covenant. That's what Rebel did. They had see Rebel and what do you call them, insurrectionists. They worked with the covenant, or outskirts of the covenant, like especially jackals. Of course, cat calls. Yeah, they throw that in there. Like you will. Why are there so many humans in this? Where's all the covenant? He seems to like frogs. Nuh-uh. No, that character's supposed to be a jackal. I recognize that name from the novels. He's a jackal. He is clearly not a jackal. He's acting like one. Don't even lock the door? What's the point of having a door then? Stand up, dude. Quan Ha. Really dumb name. You gonna pull out his penis? Sorry. Dumb joke. It's so stupid so far. I guess. So you couldn't. You had it work before. So you're gonna work now. All of a sudden. Yeah, of course. See, that would make a lot more sense if he was a jackal. Just slap him. Go spit him. That was not convincing. No. While I blink my eyes. Why is everybody freaking out? Flashbacks again. Who was the black lady? That's the one apparently. Yeah, he's the dude. Definitely not John. He just showed it motion. I thought they product just hampered all emotion. The ring. Dude needs to brush his teeth. just saw memories. Destroy yourself. Why have you just destroyed the artifact? That idiot. Stupid mess. What do you expect is going to happen when you go back? They're going to arrest you. Which you just did. Don't say that. We get tired of losing that God's name in vain. You ran in the last episode, you retard. Yeah, that's the other thing. The Covenant, he just said that the Covenant turned planets to glass. Why did they just ignore all of the humans on that planet when they went to search for the artifact? Why not glass all the humans when you knew where the artifact was? Just avoid that section and glass everything else around it, outward. You gonna put your helmet on now? Look at that. It didn't pop out. We're just supposed to believe that works like that. After we saw it work the other way. This episode is so dumb. It's so boring. It's a filler episode. What the? What was that noise? That was weird. Headset's adding up. Let's see. So apparently they don't have shields around anything. Where are they at? Someone seems like a cool character. I still don't like her. Apparently Bella was just floating out in the middle of nothing when we just saw them in the middle of an asteroid belt. Okay. That was quick. How did he get there so fast? Like 5 minutes. Actually, like 2 minutes. Nobody has guns on him. He just ran off. They expect him to be a traitor, but nobody's got guns pointing at him. They just let him show up. Oh, they already caught him. Where's his armor? How did they take the armor off of him? He was in a ship. They didn't have it. What all looks cool. Where was his armor at? Um, well, they said did arrest him. You can tell where the budget went. Sure didn't go to the writing. Look, guys, what giant made out of metal. Just stick it in. How is it standing there? Right, he's in prison. Very uncomfortable prison. So they just let her walk in. No security at all. Yeah, that's why they just let you walk in and talk to them. Why wouldn't she? Oh, that's right, because the emotional pellet. Yeah, so now they're working with the UNSC. We already know that. Still don't understand why she had control of a drone. Covenant girl. Oh, don't show her naked, please. Okay, she's supposed to say, what the crap? Why? Why would you show that? Don't show somebody's naked like that. Big deal. She got a freaking thing on the platform when she was, I don't know, kid, I guess. Why are you showing her undressing while he's talking to Halsey? What does that have to do with anything? We don't need to see her undressing. We know she's human. Oh, we still got a little stab. Ooh. So where's the girl? You know, when mention that, asking that, or we're asking where you got the dumb stamp. I hope not. There's a clone again. Initiate. Gonna rank it up. That looks so weird. And she's awake. Commercial. Why would you show the Covenant girl undressing? Nobody needs to see that. What does any of that have to do with what he was talking about? Or what Halsey was talking about? What was the point of that? This is only episode 2. It's already got nudity in it. You didn't really see anything, but you just see her butt. And side boob. Nobody needed to see it. If it, I don't have a problem with it if it makes sense and it's not related to porn or sex or whatever. If it makes sense, I have no issue with it. But that did not make any sense at all. None of that made sense. We did not need that. Mm, the show is so boring and dumb. It's just Saturday. What's the time? Is it? 8:48. And I'm about to fall asleep from it. Oh, that was it. That was it. That was it. Okay. What the crap? That episode was. That was just filler, apparently. On the second episode, no action at all. The only thing we saw with the Covenant was one elite and a couple prophets and that stupid girl that they have for some dumb reason. Okay, so she is a blessed one. That's why the idiot in the jail cage thing called her. Called Chief of Blessed One, so obviously she can activate the rings, the devices also. That's ending novels. That guy, was it Rich? I can't remember. He's a jackal, if I remember correctly. One that left the Covenant. That's what happened a lot. A lot of these aliens that's part of the Covenant were kind of forced into it, and a lot of them just didn't join. Jackals are a particular case because they're basically nothing but uh, pirates, space pirates. So they just go where the money's at. That's all they care about, and so they're easy to bring into ranks and so forth. So you always saw them working with the rebels or the insurrectionists, humans. Humans had no problems working with them. They weren't a threat as long as you paid them. Of course, they double crossed because they're pirates. And there's like two or three versions of them. Uh, the kind of a jackal is basically, I guess you haven't played the games or read the comics. They're basically uh, bipeds, but they're all like, kind of like birds, like a cross between a bird and a lizard, but mostly birds. They have beaks. They tend to just keep the distance from combat because they're good. They snipe, And if they're in combat, they have these large shields that they hide behind because their bones are literally hollow. So you'll never see them actually go toward anybody to fight. They always stay back. And we saw all this all the time in the games also, but it's part of their character. Grunts are just ungory, or what are they called? They're cannon fodder, but they hate the jackals. Jackals hate them. Of course, the most lovable ones. They have these tanks on their backs that they breathe through a mask on their face because they breathe methane. That's how they breathe. So if you shoot the tank, they'll blow up, things like that. So they kind of act as both cannon fodder and as suicide bombers to a point. But there's a whole lot of them because they bred like rabbits. So they just coders use them, abuse them quite a bit. These are the tall guys, slender guys, except for in this show, they're kind of big because they look like the ones from Halo 5, which was a terrible redesign of the characters. Thankfully, I kind of brought them back to what they were with Halo Infinite. Uh, the prophets are the floating guys. There's also brutes, which is kind of like a cross between a monkey and a rhino, but they're bipeds. They're much larger than the elites. Most of them usually tend to have hammers, like those in charge. The higher up, the chieftains have these gravity hammers that just giant hammers or big old rocks on the end of a stick that has the blades attached to it and has an internal system that puts out a gravity field. That's why they're called gravity hammers. I don't know if we're going to see any of them because we have only seen a couple elites. That's it. And they look like crap. I mean, they didn't look like crap. They just didn't look like elites. They look like something from Aliens. I'm not going to do a recap of this episode. So we just watched it, but there's so many dumb things in it. None of it makes sense. Especially him removing his helmet when he walks into a freaking battlefield. Well, not battlefield, but this entire giant base of rebels that hate his guts. But I would take off my helmet immediately. Then I'm going to take off my entire uniform somehow, even though I am on that asteroid in the middle of space with this giant window above me. Stupid. And apparently he needs Kron there, so I don't have to worry about that. We hopefully won't see her again for a long time because she's just annoying. Oh, and apparently she's got this side story where her, you know, Covenant destroyed her family and everything, including her father, who happened to be the one in charge. This guy that I told you was going to be a bad guy because he always plays like a bad guy. He's in charge now. You know, he put out a bounty on her head. Why? I don't know. Makes no sense to me because she is supposed to be his ally, at least because she's a insurrectionist also. But she hates the UNSC. He's teamed up with the UNSC, so that of course now she just you won't get rid of her, so she won't be an issue. She's a kid. She's not going to be an issue. What's she going to do? Go on Twitter and complain? Oh, and everybody has AK-47s and other modern technology from 2022. None of it from 2552. 500 years in the future. 550 years in the 30 years. 530 years in the future, and they're still using technology from today. We don't use technology from 200 years ago, but in the future we do. Eh. None of the weapons look like they come from Halo, and except for a few times that the Chief uses it, and then they for some reason just switch it to a CGI version. Yeah, I don't know what. Oh well, this episode sucked, and I hate it. It's only episode 2, and I hate the show. Apparently, they all have emotional uh, pellets in the back of their heads. Apparently, so why? That's keeping them from being emotional. But we see him emotional a number of times. We saw him emotional in the first episode when he decides not to shoot the girl. We see him emotional in this episode a number of times, especially when he gets. Okay, I'm getting really tired of this headset turning off when I'm talking. As I was saying, he was emotional a number of times. He gets really emotional at this guy that's was the former, we call it, prisoner of the covenant. That's gone crazy apparently. He's supposed to be a freaking jackal. There's no jackals on this space, on this asteroid. There should be jackals going all over the place. Jackals, grunts, especially jackals. They that did not join the covenant, but none's there. They look like they have cages. People are in cages. People are acting crazy. Why not use them as the prisoners from the covenant? Why are you making them all humans? And why would this guy be crazy in the first place? They would torture him. Yeah, if he doesn't do the job, then they would just kill him. If they can't use him, then they would kill him and eat him. They would not just leave him there to escape somehow. And how did he escape? The Covenant is not an easy organization to actually to escape from. Oh, the Covenant. What was with that stupid high charity? It did not look like high charity. It had a rough outline, a rough silhouette, but it was all organic. Everything about it was organic. High charity was all machine, all Covenant and Forerunner technology brought together. In the middle of it is this giant Forerunner ship that they build a city around, which is high charity. None of it's organic, not a bit of it, but and all of it's purple, purple, black, gray, with some orange thrown in. This was all white. It literally looked like parts from a jellyfish. The people in charge of the sets are idiots. I know it's all mostly CGI, which is even worse because they have all this stuff already made for the game that they can repurpose. They had put, I think, $100 million into this series, and it all went to building, from the looks of it, what do you call it? These laboratories for Halsey and the costumes. And some of the costumes look like crap. Because I'm serious, the armor, Spartan armor, all look like they're made out of plastic. I mean, they're cool looking, but they still look like they're made out of plastic. I've seen better cosplay costumes than that. They don't look like they're made out of metal at all. Soren, the former Spartan, his arms will be messed up. It looks like crap. Literally, it looks like a big giant turd that's been wrapped around somebody's arm. It doesn't look like a battle scar. It doesn't look like mutation. It just looks like because now he has 3 fingers, or 2 fingers, or his fingers been merged somehow. It doesn't make sense. And if it was that badly damaged, then he would have no feelings in that arm. So, but he's still able to use it like it was normal. Why? Yeah, the Dave Chappelle Spartan is what I'm calling him. Because that's who he looks like. I looked up the photo of Dave Chappelle, and he definitely looks like him. Uh, so this entire arc for Kron, and she just sucks. So we're gonna have to deal with that. Great. Which is probably gonna be next episode, because this episode seemed to focus on the chief to a point. So next episode is going to be no Halsey. Uh, that comes out this April. What's that? April 7th is when that comes out. I hope it's not going to be. The show sucks. It just sucks. Alright, I'm just leaving it at that. Thanks for watching, tuning in, listening, whatever. I know there's not been much to watch. Just really nothing I can show. My channel's not what do you call monetized. So, and if I post anything that has a remotely tiny bit of footage, it gets claimed. Doesn't matter what it is. And then they make money off of my work, so screw it. You're just going to look at these images. No show I'm going to put up on this one yet. Uh, I don't know. Maybe I'll just have the character sleeping. I don't know. Give him a teddy bear or something. Because this episode is so boring. Alright, once again, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share, just comment. That's really all I want. Just comment. Let me know your thoughts. If it's against me, I don't care. Just share. Share me what you think. Alright, thanks for watching. Godspeed, everyone. And God bless.